What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another daily news show. The day after an L, the day after, yeah, just a bad day and like just a bad game overall. We dropped points against a team we shouldn't be dropping points against because they're not good. I think yesterday showed they're not good, but the fact that we only picked 1 point up against them, like you picked up 0 points against Monza, kind of tells you um, how we are as a team, the way we are sitting as a team as well. Um, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit. But I want to get into a big topic for me. But before we get into it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, as you can see on the picture, I picked two players out, but it's more about two players. It's just general at the club. I talked about it many times. It's a big debate. Um, you can comment whatever you want on the video because it's about opinions. I don't really care, unless you say some stuff that has nothing to do with football. Then okay, it's done. Um, but I had enough at this point, and it's not based on yesterday's games solely, but yesterday's game was for me personally the proof that what I believe and have been believing for months yet now is true. That we are as a club, we are more bothered or more worried about, no, more engaged in helping players look good, players that have declined, are on a decline, or will be on a decline, because it's already happening, and there's proof compared to previous players that it's gonna happen. We are more, as a club, we're more into helping those guys out than your star players. And I thought about it all day. I cannot recall a serious club that does that. I was thinking about Real Madrid. They bin off all their players who are done. They sold Varane. They told him goodbye. Have a good day. More money, longer contract extension? No way. Goodbye. Done. And he was still kind of in his prime. Are they regretting letting him leave? Probably not. They went on won Champions League again. A league. So I don't think so. They told Casemiro goodbye. Have a good one. Prime apparently. They were benching him in important games last season already. They told him goodbye. Next month you're up, Camavinga. Now I know we cannot bring in those caliber of players, but it's a thought process that's important to me. I understand that we cannot have Casemiro and Camavinga on the bench. We're not that type of club. I get that, but in a different level of player wise, we can do the same thing. But this club works completely backwards. And I had enough. I don't care what people think anymore. I will just say what I think. I can still not believe that we are giving Danilo a new deal. That Sandros probably gonna get an extension. Quadrado's new deal is still a possibility. I cannot believe that we are playing a back three because we are protecting players who are not good enough. They're not good for what you want to be. If you want to be like this, they're good enough. And then we need to step back, and then I will agree. If you tell me this is the level we want to be on, I fully agree with you. This is good enough. But if you want to go back to the top, this is not good enough. We're playing a back three because we're helping out players who are just, I don't want to say nice, but they're poor in their respective position, but really poor. And yesterday was proof one more time. We shifted Danilo for once, and I don't know how many games. We told him, you know what? You need to play in your old position, for once, help us out. And shocker, not to me, terrible. we knew that, or I knew that because I've seen it ever since he joined. Like he wasn't good in his position. Like he can't defend. If there's no cover, he is shocking. Like it's bad. Like it's really bad. And we were playing against a very, like I keep saying, they were not a good side, Roma. They're not a good side. And it looked terrible. It gave me flashbacks to when he first joined. We switched to a back three to protect these players. Alexander, same thing. He cannot play his old position. He just can't. Like physically, he's done. He cannot do it anymore. It's done. But in the process of playing a back three, players up top or players on your midfield are struggling. Some of those don't suit the formation. We're very stale in the build-up. With the wingbacks coming up, we know what we're doing. Trying to cross that ball into the box. And if it's not there, it's Chiesa, Di Maria driving the ball to the edge of the box and, you know, try to take a shot or whatever, or force something insane and unlock that back line from the position. That's what we do. But we are letting players who need to be the future of this club die. Or they're dying. Like Vlahovic he jumped off a cliff. Now he needs to take part of the blame. I've said it for weeks, months. He needs to improve in things. I've said it when he joined. He's not good with his back towards goal. He's just not. He needs to improve on that. I get it because he will need to do that during games. But if you ask him for 90 minutes to play with his back towards goal, make those runs consistently and try to get into the box on the end of a cross, it's ridiculous. He's going to look like this. He's going to get frustrated because Allegri can come out. He can come out saying, the team win is most important. It's bullshit. He's a striker. If he doesn't score for a couple of games, it stings. Like we all play football. It's terrible. Like the feeling is terrible. Even if the team is winning, you want to score, that's your job. Like it is what it is. If the team is winning and Chesney is conceding 6 goals every game, he's not going to be happy. Like he's going to enjoy the win, but back in the locker room, back home, he will be like what the hell is happening? Like I look terrible out there. Yes, we're winning, but like I look terrible. It's not a good look on me. He looks terrible. He's feeding off scraps, you know, and I've said this, the same thing happened with the league. You know, you now have fans turning on players, you know, saying, they're not good enough anyway. What? Like, what are we even doing? We are saying Vlahovic, it's happening. Vlahovic is not that good anyway. De Ligt wasn't good that anyway. It's being salty. But on the same time, you have people also saying Danilo is great. Like, just sit back and listen how ridiculous that sounds. You know? A player who got benched by Real Madrid, shipped away to City, benched at City, came to us, needed to move position because he was not good. Like defensively, it was shocking. Like people, you cannot forget this. He's considered great, but people are turning on Vlahovic and also on De Ligt, saying, he wasn't good anyway. Vlahovic isn't that good anyway. But you can say Danilo is great. Like, sit back, listen to that, and understand that's ridiculous. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's like the club succeed in making fans believe that having talent is not good. It's like we're allergic to having talent. We're always finding excuses. Why? How does it come? Like, why are we shipping out these players? De Ligt, maybe Vlahovic, but we as a club keep getting worse. Like, how does that make sense? Like, anyone, like somebody, let me know, how does that make any sense? We shipped out De Ligt. We look worse. Like, we look worse than last season, in my opinion. It looks even worse than last season. It looks worse because the football is even worse than last season, in my opinion. It is. Just my honest opinion. I think it's worse than last season. But even if you think it's better, it's not that it's last season was here and now it's there. It's very close anyway. But it feels like we're allergic to this, to having talent, to praising like just average okay players, saying, but they love the club. Like, they will stay for the club. They will play for the club no matter what. Yes, they will. They get paid way too much money, get praised for doing the most basic stuff out there. Of course they're gonna stay for the club, play for the club. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And like at this point, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous because we bought him for 70 mil. Now we have people saying sell him. It's same for De Ligt. Oh, sell him. He looks excellent at at Bayern. And people will highlight stuff, you know, but they won't highlight the stuff the players they call great. For some weird reason. Again, I don't hate any player. If Vlahovic says I want to go, goodbye. Like I don't care. Like that is what it is. You know? I've seen better players. And I like Vlahovic, but I've seen better players leave. Like it is what it is. It's not that deep. But at what point, as a fan base, are you going to sit back and ask yourself, why are these players willing to leave? Why have we, in the eyes of all the big clubs, everyone, real great talents, why are they not succeeding at the club? When are we going to sit back and look into that, basically, you know? And I don't think it's going to happen when we are working our ass off as a club to help players like prolong their career with us when they shouldn't be doing that. Like they shouldn't be with the club. He had a contract. Why give him a new one? Wait. And again, people will come in the comments. I know we cannot replace everyone in the summer. That's why I named a lot of players. Basically, it named the entire backline. I know we cannot replace all of them. One at a time. I get it. 2 this season, 2 next season, whatever. That's why. But my point is, still, a 3-year new deal or 2.5, whatever, it's crazy. When you need to build your team so much that it needs to help out one player who, again, is on the wrong side of 30, who has already been pushed out of a position. If you need to go to all those lengths to help those players out, but then you just sit back and see your real star players, potential star players, talent, players you should be building around, struggle. Like, what are you gaining? Like, there's no gain out of it. There's absolutely no gain out of it. But whatever, you know. I've said what I needed to say. That's what I believe. Because for me, at this point, it's ridiculous, you know. If you want to turn on Vlahovic and on De Ligt, you know, and whatever. And soon people will also turn on Chiesa. It will come. You know it will come. And you will turn around and say, oh, but Sandros is still doing a good job. Danilo is great defender. Hey, Quadrado, you know, 1.5 million, he can stay. The Chilio, 1.5 million, that's a good thing. Fine. Like, if you want to do that, you're perfectly, you know, you can do that, you know. But I will not agree with it, you know, because I'll go to the stadium. I'm going to the Napoli game. I'm going to watch Di Maria play. Chiesa, Vlahovic, Pogba. I went to see Chiellini, Buffon, Barzagli. I'm not going to the stadium to watch Alexandro play. Like, I don't get into the stadium and be like, man, amazing. Like, that's what I pay for. Or I go to the stadium to watch a struggling Vlahovic or Chiesa running into defenders on the edge of the box. Same for Di Maria, because they have no idea where to go with the ball. You know, that's not why anyone would go to the stadium. You know, but yeah, whatever. I guess, you know, and I will get attacked because I called out Danilo. It's not about Danilo. I mentioned Quadrado, Sandro. I mentioned a back three. I mentioned helping out players we shouldn't be helping out. At this point, we should be looking at moving them on and replacing them, but we're not prepared as a club. And giving them new deals, it doesn't fill me with any confidence moving forward. Especially when you have people now turning on. Vlahovic is giving me the Ligt vibe, and we got worse. Like, it is what it is. I like Bremer, but he's having a crap season. It's a roller coaster of a season. We got worse at the back. It is what it is. But anyway, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We will be live again tomorrow, probably. And then Wednesday, of course, to build up for the Freiburg game on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Go easy on the comments. Keep it clean. And we will see you again tomorrow. Ciao.